Hey there, folks. How we doing? It is dun 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 3:05 p.m. Monday, May 29th, 2017. All kinds of stuff going on in this. Anyway, I left the my laptop going over here on purpose. I have a hard time with names of anything, but there's something that just happened in New Zealand. It's about 24 hours ago or something, whatever, about a day ago. The article on the internet says mystery bang jolts Tauranga awake, but was it just thunder? It's Tauranga, New Zealand, and there's a excuse me. It was over the water. There was a in some bay right around there. There's a incredibly loud bang. People were saying all different kinds of things about it. You'd have to read it to see. I don't know. A good friend of mine, he's not just Arae Energy, part of Arae. He literally came from, part of me from a long time ago. What I am inside, and of course not the body. I realize we all think body, but I just see things as the R energy and everything else. Anyway, Raj had sent that to me and said he was seeing something, and so I knew it was important for me to go look at, so I did. And we have a lot of spheres about to be made. This is, Dan is doing an awesome job of starting to put together the shelves the way they should be. Talked about that a long time ago, and it's just, I can put stuff up, but she can make things flow together, and I just put a couple little touches in it, just so it has a little bit of my personality in it. But I can't do this stuff like she can. She's an architect, but of course also a graphic designer, but she's also an artist. Anyway, I've got 38 spheres to make now. The orders have built up a little bit. The oldest ones are about to be taken care of either tonight or tomorrow. I've got there's like about 100 different stones. We have different containers with the stone in there that I use to make put together spheres, and they're all over the place. We had to move everything. I couldn't build the spheres in time. I was bumping into myself trying to move around. We had so much more product. I had to reorganize the whole, well, it's a bedroom. It's a small bedroom. It's like 10 by 11 or 12 or something, whatever. Small. And there's so much stuff over there for the spheres. Anyway, so they're getting together and being sent out. I appreciate your patience. My energy level's through the roof as far as being able to do what I think metaphysically, but physically I'm in pretty rough shape. We moved a bunch of huge boxes of books, throwing stuff away. I can't move but a little bit, and I have to sit down, and when I go to sit down, I literally feel myself just starting to go away. excuse me, starting to go away, starting to come out, which is nice, but it's poor Deanna's doing most of the work. Anyway, that's what's going on with the spheres. And but let's talk about this thing in Tauranga, however you pronounce it. like I said, Raj saw something, and you know, he was seeing something go on. He was right. He was getting a piece of the puzzle. Sometimes when you go to see something, you see one of the 20 or maybe one of the 5 parts of a puzzle, and you need to relax and go out and see what else you see. You extend your heart into it. Trust your gut. What does your gut tell you? What can you see with a pineal? What can you actually see through the scanner, or also known as remote viewing, but it's one of its abilities. Folks, when you see something, you saw something for a reason. You got the image right. It's just understanding it that's a little difficult. First step is allowing yourself to trust that you saw an image that has value. You saw an image that's real. Then it's trying to understand it. Anyway, 3:11 p.m. Oh, I'm getting hammered so hard. Anyway, 3:11 p.m. Monday, May 29th, 2017. And if I just told you the timestamp for the second time, so what? Right now, I can't remember if I did, folks. I'm getting hammered so hard right now. Wow. Okay, this is going to be fun. Anyway, information for everyone was the timestamp information. Anyway, people were hearing a loud boom, but they were hearing like a funny sound and then an extended boom, trying to see what's going on. So in the video that is going to follow this one, myself with Michael Dex, very important, awesome being, Stephen Lewandowski, very important person, and his awesome brother Mike. So we have Stephen Michael, and then we have Michael Stephen, and then little old J, just one later. Anyway, I did a the DNA upgrade on Stephen and Michael, and then Stephen's brother Mike, I did the complete crank up with the second thing was the release, and the third thing is the DNA. And it's a bit of a long video, but there's some really good stuff in there for y'all. When you see things happen and you watch it for a little while, it's kind of hard for something like that to be rehearsed. And you can look at people and say, you know, hey, I'm sorry, my gut tells me these people are not actors. Okay? I do things which provide information and message on different levels, just speaking of one basic topic. That's because I'm talking to you, not just this body. And there's different parts of me outside of the body talking through me to make this happen. Things are very similar with everyone. I'm just different, that's all, whatever. No better than the stick in mud. Okay. I know I have a problem staying on track, and it's worse today. This is rough. I'm going through a lot of strong change. Anyway, so are the other folks with the DNA work. My own energy was working on me, but I went in and personally did more myself. But getting back to this topic, something did happen. Okay. As soon as I got the video, there's no video. As soon as I got the message from Raj, told him thanks, and looked at it myself, then got a hold of Deanna. We finished early morning coffee or whatever, having some, and then talked about it. And see what she was getting, then I see what she gets, and I see what she's looking, then I tell her what I see, and then I'll ask her questions. And Deanna's incredibly smart. It's hard for me not to be leading her in any direction. I have to open up a door that's got no handle on it, so she can't follow one way or the other. She has to just go there herself. What actually happened? People said they heard like a loud thunder or something. It was really extended. There was a weird crackling sound. As Michael Dex and Stephen Lewandowski were seeing this stuff in the video that comes after this, I mean, it's the next video. This isn't attached to it. Actually, maybe I will attach it to it. Anyway, what happened was I went and looked right away. I saw a ship. Saw a large ship. And then I saw it made to carry large amounts of cargo. This ship had power in it. It had very strong drives. Okay? This thing was made to carry heavy loads in an atmosphere. When you have a ship like that, when it moves through the atmosphere, it creates a strong lower vibration, like a rumble. Okay? If you have a real strong interdimensional drive, it makes a little bit of a crackling sound. Okay, sometimes there's been videos where that have been on YouTube where I actually pointed out there was a crack. You can see that, like, the energy spikes, you know, coming out. It's like it's electrostatic, electricity energy, whatever. And it literally starts altering the energy around the ship so that the whole thing can fly interdimensionally. As we all know, well, as I've said many times, the Drakh, the ancient Drakh race, very awesome, cool people. They have force fields and other things in place where nobody can come in and out of the area, like around Mars, without from outside of Mars, without their okay. Around this planet, there's another barrier. I told you that you're going to see ships literally being blown up, blowing up themselves, not killing, trying to blow themselves up, but doing stupid things. That happened one time. They tried to get out of a ship tried to get out of the atmosphere. They were trying to take some of the problematic Anunnaki here on this planet and some of the other people who are about to be held for war crimes. It's not even war. I mean, just crimes against, you know, everyone and everything, against life, physical life itself. And so anyway, then when this other group, the first group I mentioned from earlier, they tried to get out, and then they hit this barrier, and then they got shot by the Drakh ship that was literally cloaked within the barrier, and then boom, boom. The ship literally was started dismantling. It's all falling apart. As it was kind of, its drive units fell off. You can see it when it came in. It says, I think it's a meteor takes 180-degree turn. It was in Hungary. The guy took it on his phone. And then you see the thing appear out of nowhere and then go like this and make a turn like that. Folks, meteors don't do that. That's what had happened. Well, this other thing is something similar but a little different. It was a very large ship. It's made for carrying large, heavy materials such as mining equipment and stuff like that. And plus ore, heavy ores and stuff. The equipment to mine them is very heavy also, and because they deal with atmospheres, they have very, very powerful engines, drives on them. The interdimensional thing, when you're in an atmosphere and you have extra weight, that takes extra power too. This ship was souped up. Okay, this thing was made to be incredibly strong, much more than normal. If you have a drive in it and you're not running it, there's ways to detect it, but probably most people wouldn't think anything of it. Having a hard time. So anyway, they had some ore. They were down around that area. There's a ship that had through these earthquakes that were made to happen down there, and it was done by friendly forces in space. They were breaking up a ship that was under the ground that had Anunnaki prisoners, where the problematic Anunnaki had regular Anunnaki prisoners, a bunch of other folks down there. So it got broken up. They went down. So the ship came here to take away machinery and stuff that was around the area. Then they went a little bit out of there where they were supposed to be, and they picked up some Anunnaki, the problematic Anunnaki, the ones that have been running this planet forever, seems like a little over 10 million years. They picked up some high-end officials over there. Then the ship picked up some of the Sepoian high-end officials, and they were going to sneak them off the planet, as well as having picked up a good bit of ore. Now, they picked up some supplies, ore and stuff like that, but they did not have a heavy load. They had enough to where they could be scanned and seen for having picked that up. And they were there to pick up stuff that would still belong to them. So they had a legitimate reason to be there with a powerful ship. And lo and behold, they got what they could. They took some stuff off the beat up ship, which they weren't supposed to be near. Then they got the other Anunnaki and Sepoian or Greys, Eben, whatever name you like, Zetas, some of the Zetas. They picked them up, and then that's when they left the bay, and they came out, and then they were crackling up real hard, real fast, building up power to leave. And the Drakh were already aware of what was going on, so they made sure that they wouldn't be able to leave. That's through using the force field. So the Drakh have to open it up for someone when they go through. The Drakh have these little single-man fighters. Remember, a strong Drakh soldier is over 1,000 pounds. And incredibly powerful in any way you could possibly imagine, and more. So the ship just ran right into the barrier. They were told, you know, they wanted to be talked to by, you know, the folks that are. There's some folks here that came from another far away through the universe. Let's just say that. I was going to say another planet, but actually it's a group of planets, and it's sister planets actually, and they act like police, universal police. So anyway, they were told, they're the ones that told the other folks, we need to talk to you before you go. And they built up so these folks cranked up the energy in their ships real hard. They really maxed them out, and then took off flying fast. When they did, they tried to go interdimensional. They got into the dimensional barrier, and then they literally hit this thing and exploded. Now, they exploded inside the barrier, but you could still hear some of it. So it was like an instantaneous boom. That's what the sound was. So anyway, if I'm able to attach this video to the Skype thing where Michael Deck, Stephen Lewandowski, and Mike Lewandowski, where we cranked them up, had some fun, then I'll attach it to it. Otherwise, I'll put it separately right after this one. So if this one ends without you seeing that, just look at the other one. Folks, love you, man. Have fun. That's what just happened. Whatever's worth. Take care.